The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. From the heart of Broadway in historic downtown Cape Girardeau, this is Pro Wrestling Unscripted.
It's September 19th, 2018, and you are logged in to Pro Wrestling Unscripted on the Podzilla 1985 network, you hackers. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host for tonight, and congratulations, Internet. You've got a full cast for the first time in 2 weeks. Yay! Down at the end of the table, 5-star man, Asa Gray.
I just like the idea that they're hackers.
They hacked
That's
into
the only
the show.
way.
That's the only way you can listen to it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we are only posted on the dark web.
We're that exclusive.
Yes.
We're that exclusive. To my right, Allie, soon-to-be graduate A-Bear.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm tired.
I know. And missed last week, back this week. And like I said, this is the first time we've had a full show in 2 weeks. The Big D, Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
How's the ankle?
That's doing good.
How's the leg?
My leg's fine. It was my ankle that I messed up.
The arm?
My arms are good.
The nose?
Fat.
Head,
Head?
Dumb.
shoulders.
Yes, please.
I was going to do a hilarious head, shoulders, knees, and toes bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I ruined it.
Let's
Yeah.
go back to it. Head. Dumb.
No.
No. One, you may do 2 takes. I only do 1. Let's start the week off.
Calculane.
We got a lot of news to talk about this week, and we're going to start with some sad news out of the Hardy compound. Matt Hardy has announced his retirement. Now, how official is this? Is
It's
it as official as a Hardy gets?
It's wrestling, so
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've talked about how he was going to be taking a break from an on-air role.
Right.
Specifically to deal with the injuries because, again, his spine has fused into his pelvis.
Yup.
Jesus.
Yeah, after years of doing the leg drop. So he was going to take a break there, and it seemed like he was going to be moving more into a agent production role. But he posted a video after the Corpus Christi house show, the live event, and did a really nice, it's time for me to go home, and I have 2 young sons. It's time for me to go home and be a husband and a father. So I'm absolutely unwilling, one, between it just being wrestling and 2, it being a Hardy.
Right.
I'm not willing to say that he will never be back in any capacity, but at the same time, I will absolutely acknowledge that he is taking time away and that it is incredibly well-deserved.
And he's never, as far as I know, has never exited in such a way as to lead you to believe he was never coming back before. He's been dramatic.
He's never retired.
Right.
Well,
been
yeah,
dramatic as hell.
he's never, I don't think he's ever retired. He's never made an official, and I'm not saying he's doing this as a publicity grab or anything.
But again, it's Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be insensitive, but it's Matt Hardy. It's not the first time he's done something like that. If it's true that he has retired, I'm happy for him because he has a good career. He's had an incredible career.
Oh yeah.
One of the first guys that ever really reinvented himself outside of WWE and went higher than ever. And then WWE of course squandered it, but whatever. That's another story for another show.
I was going to talk about it on this show.
Well, we will.
Because it makes me kind of mad.
When I want to share a personal story, just real quick. When the first house show I ever went to in WWE, when it was still called WWF at the time, I think it was here in Cape Girardeau at the Show Me Center. I don't remember what year it was. I think my brother took me, and everyone else was excited because I think Benoit was going to be there. Jericho's going to, a bunch of big names. But I wanted to see Matt Hardy more than anything. It was right when he was doing the version 1 thing, and they had the Matt facts and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
that would have been WWE.
It was at WWE's. I didn't get to my first show until years late, for the record. But I was so excited. So Matt Hardy comes out, and he was the opening match, and I didn't know he was going to be there. He wasn't advertised. So when you heard that, oh yeah, I lost my shit. I jumped out of my seat. I'm going nuts. No one else was. I was giving him the reaction that Triple H would get later in the night. But Matt Hardy was my Triple H.
It's like when we all went to the show, but we were sitting on opposite ends.
Yeah.
Like when Enzo and Cass came out before they'd gotten called up and they were still on NXT is the hottest thing. And Dalton and I are losing our minds.
And then people didn't know what
Who's South?
Yeah.
And now people are like, who's Southed?
Yeah, it's back to where it was before.
A little bit.
It's even worse. Matt Hardy was a great wrestler, great career. I always liked him more than Jeff. I always did.
I did too.
A lot of people, Dalton shaking his head no. You like Jeff more?
Yeah.
Was it the high-flying antics or what?
What
did you like more?
I mean, it was the Daredevil thing. Me and Garrett over in Illinois talk about it all the time. That's his favorite wrestler. And we talk about it, just like, yeah, no, he was just fearless. And I was like, and like, yeah, now being like, oh, yeah, no, he definitely took like a good couple of years off his life.
And when you look at the career and the in-ring style that they have both led,
The fact that they were both able to go into their 40s.
well, I mean, not only that, but like, if you would have told me that Matt was retiring first because his body was too banged up, I'd have told you to no.
Kick rocks and eat dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take a long walk off of a short pier. Just no.
Yeah,
because you stupid.
Because there's no way. And then meanwhile,
It's
Jeff Hardy doing Jeff Hardy things. We'll talk about Hell in a Cell.
It's the leg drop, man. Oh, God. It's that leg drop. You would be amazed, Dalton. You and I'm proud to say you wrestle, you train. You can tell us better than anybody that even the most basic wrestling maneuvers that you see all the time can be the most high impact and worse for your body.
Yeah, leg drop, you're legit just falling on your ass.
It's just compressing your tailbone, like up
and
into
like
your spine.
there's ways to, and just like a lot of things in wrestling, like there's ways to mitigate it. But when you're doing it, like I've never done a leg drop off any rope. I've literally just jumped up and done it.
Well, even that's got to be painful because look at Hogan.
Yeah.
You know,
And again, like I don't do them a whole lot. Like when I train, it's not a move that I do. So it's not a move. Like I've done it a couple times. I've maybe done it like 10 times. The first time I did it like 5 times in a row, and I felt it the next morning.
Did your butt hurt?
Yeah, that's when I went to Dallas too.
Did you fall asleep?
I wasn't around you, so I was good.
Jesus. Hey, so
Don't set me up for the joke.
I know, I did it myself. Hey, so talk to me about Matt Hardy in WWE, his last run.
I mean, it's such a bummer when you see like how incredibly insane and over and popular the Broken Thing got. It's one of those anomalies in wrestling.
Yeah.
Like how people were
Because I hated it.
People were doing watch-alongs because it was so bad, that first one.
I despised it.
And then it slowly turned into just okay, well, it's fun. Like it became Sharknado.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
But the thing I hate about Sharknado, like you can't have Sharknado in the same universe as Schindler's List. And I know that's a weird analogy, but you can't have like two different realities like converge on each other.
You hated that basically there was a volcano erupting in
Carolina,
North Carolina,
that they were killing people.
Yeah, and then on the same and then you had people who are not that character because you can have that character, but it needs to be its own. It needs to be
grounded in reality. His insanity needs to be kept to himself.
Right.
And I feel like in WWE they actually did that a little bit more. But that equaled them putting him in front of a wavy blue cloth and just go, and that's not the same.
The problem was that they didn't come in as the Broken Hardys. They came in as the Hardy Boys.
They just got broke.
And then eventually got there with just Matt because even, Jeff has done some kind of broken-ish things, but he's never gone full Brother Nero.
Right.
Which I think the biggest thing for the Broken universe is people have said it all over of how this was the first time that he wasn't the other Hardy.
Yeah.
Jeff got relegated to the number 2. He became Brother Nero.
Right.
And it was just and that was like I said, the first time you've ever really seen Matt be the star. And I think that's kind of why I liked Matt more as a kid is one, I was always don't get me wrong, like I loved both of them. But if push came to shove, I would side like if I had to pick one, I would pick Matt just because even whether or not it's true, I always kind of thought he was the better wrestler.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
Because Jeff was a good wrestler, but Jeff very much like Dalton said earlier, kind of that car wreck style of wrestling.
Like even once he kind of started going for the Intercontinental title and was eventually put in the main event, like I've always thought Jeff Hardy was an underrated wrestler. It's a shame that he's pretty much not a shame. That's not the right way to put that at all. I feel kind of bad that he's mostly going to be remembered for the crazy stunts and how tall of the stuff was that he jumped off of.
And
in his own right, he's a
Victory
great
Road.
wrestler. Yeah.
And Victory Road. And I hate to say that, but in the same way, Matt Hardy, thank God, got to a point now where he won't be remembered for the stupid shit he pulled.
Right.
But
yeah, and you were right. Like he's reinvented himself so many times between, Hardy Boys to was it Unkillable? Unbreakable?
Big Money Matt.
Well, that came later.
Stronger Than Death. V1.
V1.
You skipped that one in between those two, yeah.
Well, that's because he did something.
It was V1 and then Stronger Than Death.
Well,
and then Edge and Matt. And
was
then...
it? I thought Stronger Than Death was the Edge and Matt one. Like whenever he showed up on Raw, and
that was kind of
after
he was
he'd been
doing
fired.
Matt Hardy will not die.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stronger Than Death. Yeah.
Wasn't that before V1?
Because I was after.
No, that was definitely after.
V1 was like WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, because the Stronger Than Death Matt was after Edge and Lita had that thing, and then he left after that permanently until now when he came back.
No, that's not true because he then did the Hardy Boys reunion in 2006.
And then he
to
turned on, and then he did Ice Cold
And
or
then he did-
Cold
yeah,
Blooded.
Cold-Blooded.
Was this in WWE?
Yeah.
Wow, I missed all of
Yeah.
that because
It was
literally
a
the
Wres-
last.
it was a WrestleMania match. It had one of my least favorite spots where
he tapes him?
he hit the twist of fate on the folded out, like, so he puts the chair over Jeff's head where the flat part is here and then the back is behind him on his neck, and then he hits him with the twist of fate, but Jeff kicked his legs out all the way, and so he just caught himself like chest and neck first on the flat part of the chair and then kind of like bounced up. I hated that when I saw it.
That's pretty gross.
But yeah, I thought in my head, like, I'm not doubting you, but in my head, he got fired, and then they brought him back as Stronger Than Death, and then he transitioned into V1 instead of the other way around.
No, it was the other way around.
Because that's
Yeah.
just for whatever reason, that's how my
because
brain
V1
remembered it.
was whenever he had the cruiserweight belt.
Yeah, and he had
that
Shannon
was-
Moore and
Yeah, that was
the number
2000
one MFer.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like 2003, 2002.
Who was the Shannon Moore fan? Didn't they have no like
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking at the table.
Wasn't-
I was a Shannon Moore
I was
fan.
like, he was all right.
didn't they do a character where he had his own fan?
It was like a one-off.
Like a follower?
yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I remember about Shannon Moore was getting the
East-
taste slapped out of him
By CM Punk.
By CM Punk and
Ooh,
ECW.
you got-
When he said, "I'm bringing sexy back," and Punk just walked up, called him a poser, and slapped him. Damn. And that was
Yeah.
Punk's first night, wasn't it?
No.
That was his debut.
His debut was against Justin Credible.
Was it really?
Yup.
Wow.
Thank you for
Ink, and then I remember Shannon Moore because he went to TNA and did Inc., and I
Yeah.
actually kind of dug that team.
because it was him and Jesse.
I don't remember his name.
yeah.
Goddard?
Goddard. Yeah.
I mean, I liked Shannon Moore. I always thought he was cool, but I love those North Carolina boys.
Yeah.
Like the
Helms
Hurricane
and-
Helms, Shannon Moore, those guys. Yeah, they were all really, really good.
Hurricane Helms, which his entire follow Hurricane Helms on Twitter and Instagram if you can, because it is just a cavalcade of fun. He literally, anytime he does something, he's just like, he'll mention WWE and be like, hashtag I know a guy. So recently, I think it was like yesterday, it was he had a Performance Center shirt on, and he's like, guys, after so many years, I finally got in. Hashtag I know a guy.
They,
And just like, Jesus, I love you.
there was a picture of that got posted of it was him, Scotty Too Hottie, Albert, and Christian, all at the Performance Center. All of them were wearing Performance Center shirts except for Christian. He was just wearing
That's why I'll never be
he
in
was
the
just
Hall of
wearing like a
Fame.
baseball tee. But yeah, no, because so Matt Hardy he did all the runs through WWE, V1, Will Not Die, Cold Blooded, then goes to ROH, does Big Money Matt, then goes to TNA
and he was
does,
still doing Big Money Matt.
still
and
kind of
TNA.
like he kind of moved from Big Money Matt back into kind of just Hardy Boy but face this time.
I thought
Where you-
Big Money Matt was awesome.
it was really cool. Just the idea of I was in WWE, so I'm better than all of you people who've
Yeah.
never been there. Like, yeah, that
Dude,
was
legit funny.
That was one of those that I legit hated because it's just that I was so mad at him
Yeah.
over the whole like YouTube thing that I was like, that's gross. No, like I'm done with you. And I totally wrote him off for like way too long. And then he reunites with Jeff in Impact, and then that's when the broken thing happens, and that slow descent kind of into just utter insanity.
Which made sense. The
yeah.
the burn that they had there.
Oh yeah, because it was a great slow burn and
Right.
it was very personal, as opposed to then he gets to Raw, comes back as the Hardy Boys, loses once to Bray Wyatt, and that's what snaps.
Why is that what broke him?
Yeah, it's just. But I'm sad to see him go, but at the same time, like I don't want to be one of those people who feels like they're entitled to anything more.
Yeah, and I think he's
And I truly believe he's happy.
he's done
with-
enough.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot.
And his wife is
Insane.
insane. Like incredibly
in the best
gorgeous,
way.
but insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's one of those like it's gotten to the point now to where I don't need to see Matt wrestle anymore, which is a good place. Like Raw 1500 in like 3 years. Well, I mean it'll be longer
Honestly-
than that, but like not have a match,
No, yeah,
but
like,
just have him like show up like MVP did or like Ted DiBiase or somebody like, and then that's all we need of him. Like that's all he ever has to do now.
Have him be daddy to King Maxwell when King Maxwell eventually starts wrestling.
I would be fine with, and I was gonna say like I'd be fine with him being a manager.
that too.
Like even as like broken, like if he just comes back and manages Wyatt, or,
Just as the
down
leader of
li-
the-
down the line, like if he does something like that.
Because I
like,
know
would
Wyatt's
be-
been teasing a new stable. Did you see that post he put out of like the greatest stables of all time or whatever in WWE? And then he said something about going back and it very much made it sound like he was going to bring in a new stable.
Oh, I thought that was just him saying like, why isn't the Wyatt family on there?
I took it as him
you barely won
as him
matches.
wanting to rebuild. That list was BS, by the way.
Yeah, it was
What a
great.
terrible
well, the Shield
list.
is really good.
Yeah, I mean they can beat it. Yeah, Let's move on. Let's move on from Matt Hardy. Am I the only one that thought his theme music said "I can slap a tomato"? Because I can slap a tomato.
Yeah,
No, I use context clues to think
Also,
like
why did it turn into biscuits and gravy?
Biscuits and gravy.
with a side of tomato.
Well, we now know the new bit.
Hey, speaking of the Shield, let's talk about Dean Ambrose. He had why did I say it like that? He had a staph infection, which I read about a little while ago, and apparently it was super bad.
First-hand any staph infection, super bad.
That's true. No one ever got a staph infection and said, "Oh, take these aspirins and you're good."
Well, no.
Well, no,
No.
Z-Packs, but you know,
The best. Can you tell me the best staph infection of all time?
Stone Cold Steve Austin's, because it's when he wore the white elbow pad for a while.
I was gonna say when Donatello used to smack that bow staff against the head of the Foot Clan.
yep, give him an education.
Yeah. So Dean Ambrose.
Jesus
Yeah, he did an interview where he was talking about how, because everyone knew he went and had tricep surgery, he actually had a second surgery that at least I didn't know about. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but I didn't
hear about it until he talked about it.
Because he was talking about how he almost died because he had it was like MRSA, a staph infection. He could tell that his arm just wasn't healing right. So when he went to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, this is why you need to have surgery again to get it cleared out." And he's like, "Okay, we'll schedule that." And he's like, No, you need to have surgery like now." So they did it super quick.
They literally just pulled out a pocket knife.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Huff this paint.
We need to get that out of here.
Doctors have paint in their offices.
I just saw like Charlie.
walls.
His
Well, yeah, Charlie was the doctor. Yeah.
Help
Did he
us
have-
paint and eat the cat food.
Did he have the blood bucket?
Yeah, well, that's what he put the blood in.
He had just a white coat, not a lab coat, just
a
a
white
white
coat.
coat with Sharpie of DOKTER with
Yeah.
the K's backwards.
Yeah. And then what you do is you eat the cat food and drink
drink beer.
and then huff the paint, and then you're
That combination, it knocks you right out.
I
which you're
can't
gonna need to
explain
be-
why.
You're going to need to be knocked out
Yeah.
because there's about 1 million cats outside of that doctor's office.
and
You're starting right now.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We take jokes really far.
Yeah, we do.
But Dean
There's a
Ambrose
new
came back.
episode tonight.
It's true. Dean Ambrose came back better than ever. It looks amazing. I guess maybe I didn't see his hair right the first time because when I first saw him, it very much to me looked like the little, what is it called?
Widow's Peak.
Widow's Peak came like all the way down to his eyebrows. He
Oh,
had
no.
a Paul Ryan thing going, and I didn't like it. But when I saw him, on Sunday, I thought he looked much better. And yeah, he looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I still like the long hair, but he looks good.
He apparently he in that interview they talked about his look and how it's pretty easy to just be able to train when you're at home and don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
So he comes back looking great. He cut his hair because apparently it's something he's wanted to do for a while, and when he did it, he liked it, so he just decided to keep it, which I think is a good call. I like that he's coming back with kind of a fresh look.
Yeah, because
It's nothing like super drastic, but
no, but any little thing helps. Because to me, Dean Ambrose very much he got played out for a while.
Well, and he even it's a really good interview. I wish I would have written down like where he did it, but he talks about how because they asked him that before he got hurt, he was kind of the workhorse. He was the Iron Man of WWE because he had the most matches like 3 years consecutively. And he's like, "Is that something you're going to want to go back and reclaim?" And he was just like, "No, someone else can have that." Like I didn't even notice, like I didn't know until someone told me. And it's cool. But yeah, that's not something I'm shooting for. Because, even at the end before he got hurt and as he was hurt, because apparently he wrestled hurt for a while.
Which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he
you
talked
should
about
never
how
wrestle hurt.
he was just getting super burnt out and was not having fun anymore.
Well, they were
And-
writing him terribly too.
Yeah, he
Stealing hot dog carts and like the insane Dean Ambrose to me was the worst.
I loved Insane Dean.
He was fun on a Looney Tunes level, but like to go from the Shield Dean Ambrose where he was legitimately like,
and the Seth Rollins feud.
yeah, where something was off about him, like he was kind of a ticking time bomb, to full on Nickelodeon series. Like I'm pretty sure he was Mandy's favorite Nickelodeon show from the 90s was Dean Ambrose.
I mean, I did pay attention to that episode. I don't think Dean Ambrose was on there.
You don't remember that episode.
Don't remember anything. Let's talk about class actions and lawsuits more specifically. There was a class action lawsuit against the WWE that was dismissed. Was this which one was this?
This was
because
the,
there's so many lawsuits at this point.
this
They're
was
really
the-
going after our record.
This is the one why the New Day are the longest reigning tag team champions
Oh,
and
the
not
Demolition
Demolition
one?
because it's the where
was
they
the concussion.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
blaming them for the concussions.
Gotcha.
And there was a lot of names on there.
There was a lot of people I'll never get action figures.
Which, by the
for.
way, I think did you have?
Well, some of
maybe
them
you have it on there.
some of them were really surprising. going through, I'm going to get that list pulled up because I have the website actually.
While you're
on here.
doing that, I don't think you have it on here about Kofi Kingston and the record he's about to break.
How he's going to be the longest, he's going to have held a tag team championship for the longest.
Yep.
Like he's going to be the longest reigning tag team champion of
Which
all combined reigns and
officially happened. What's the day? Wednesday. Officially happened. I think last night. So
partners.
congratulations.
Because he was 8 days away, and that was last week. So I knew if he retained at what you call it.
Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Yeah. What you call it?
Also, who had it longer?
That I don't remember.
Shoot, I just saw.
Because
it the
I'm
other
curious
day.
to know who that is.
Let me look it up real quick. while he's
But
doing
yeah,
that.
no.
Well, I wonder if. Well, no, because that was a consecutive reign. I don't know, but yeah. So let me see
I think I found it.
who was it?
Most days as a tag team champ as anyone in history. Come
You said you had it.
Yeah.
You said you had it.
I thought I did.
Also, it makes sense that it's Kofi. He's literally tag team champions with CM Punk.
Billy Gunn.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah, Billy Gunn had the record before Kofi Kingston.
Because the Attitude Era was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
And
I never
plus
really...
the Smoking Guns.
Smoking Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy and Chuck held the belts too, I'm pretty sure.
DX, obviously. New Age Outlaws.
Because
Yeah.
that's the one that I really go to.
Yeah.
But some of the notable names on here: Road Warrior Animal, Paul Orndorff, Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Classic,
Oh, classic.
Adam Bomb, Ahmed Johnson, Kamala.
I'm like 95% sure Chavo Guerrero Classic's dead.
It might be on this. It may be on their estate.
Oh,
in the
okay.
name of, because there are a few like that.
I was like, I don't want to be a jerk, but like,
Can we talk for a second about what a waste of potential, maybe not even potential, but just visually, Ahmed Johnson was?
No, I don't have that kind of time, and I don't.
Ahmed Johnson. Have you ever seen Ahmed Johnson, Allie?
I'm on
I
it.
don't know.
Big, muscly, strong.
You weren't watching early enough, but the only person I could compare him to, like physically looking, was Ezekiel Jackson.
Yeah.
Just a
Both African American
giant
gentlemen, just
mountain of a man.
just muscles. And the funny thing, well, not the funny thing about it, but the reason I mention it is because, so Ahmed Johnson, he was in the 90s in WWF during like New Generation Attitude, and he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. He had a distinct look, all red gear. He was huge. He cut okay promos, although some are very confusing. But then he went to WCW. And this is my favorite
sure
story
did.
about him. Yeah. So he went over to WCW and couldn't use the name, whatever we just said, Apollo
Ahmed
Langston.
Johnson?
Ahmed Johnson.
Jesus.
It couldn't be Ahmed Johnson. I legitimately thought of his name. That wasn't a joke.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go with Apollo.
To be fair, I said Apollo Langston, so it was double worse.
Jesus Christ.
He took on the name Big T. And he feuded with Booker T over the letter T.
I remember hearing this story.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
And
before.
then he ate all the alphabet. Because he got really big.
both Dave and Earl Hebner, King Kong Bundy, Sabu.
Wait, what about Dave and Earl Hebner?
They were on the
they're
list.
on the name of this list.
Oh, for the concussions?
Smash and Axe, the
I
Berserker.
don't know why. I thought we were talking about tag team still. I was like, I don't remember the Hebner tag team. but
Nobody beat him. Nobody could count against him.
Johnny the Bull. Where's there?
Johnny the Bull.
Stan Bowley.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jazz.
Okay.
I didn't know
Shane
Jazz was on
Douglas,
there.
Muhammad Hassan, Henry Godwin.
All these people sued WWE?
Oh yeah, and I'm not even reading all of the names.
Wow.
Mark Jindrak, Marty Jannetty, Heidenreich, the Warlord, the Barbarian, Mantar,
Heidenreich.
one man
Mantar.
one man gang.
Akeem, did Akeem do it?
Heidenreich.
I don't know. This was George Gray,
Heidenreich.
Rodney Mack, and then the one that I'm most surprised by, the estate representing, but Jimmy Snuka. The balls on you to sue the guy who helped cover up your murder, allegedly.
No,
But-
that's not. He definitely helped cover it up.
Allegedly.
The murder was allegedly. Vince definitely helped cover it up.
He
Allegedly.
helped defend the innocent person.
Yes,
Okay, that happened.
Allegedly innocent.
Yeah. Because, again, worth
Allegedly.
noting, he wasn't found innocent. He was just found unfit to stand trial.
Right, and then he was found dead, and we all celebrated.
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Let's move on.
Please.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that case got thrown out in a court.
What do you think about that? Do you think that case had merit?
No, because I misread part of it, but some of it was very much like some of it was injuries that occurred while they were no longer with WWE, and they were trying to pin on them as well, like they're after. I don't know what it was, and that could be entirely wrong. I could have misread that, but I do think that this kind of I think this does more harm to people with like legitimate gripes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, concussions are nothing to joke about. We know the effects of CTE. Like, look at the number of wrestlers who have agreed to donate their brains once they pass away to study the damage. Like, Baron Corbin even stepping up and calling out whichever doctor it was that was trying to talk about concussions to the locker room.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like, that's bull.
Which is insane.
That he did.
And props to him for doing that.
So I think that, and again, it's such a dicey thing of like, they're independent contractors, so what liability does WWE hold? And that's a whole legal mess. But I do think that if there were something to, if there was a legitimate case to be brought up, I don't think this was it. I think that's a pretty popular opinion too, is that a lot of those names were on there because they saw a payday.
Yeah. And
which is a shame, but
especially some of those guys that were still working with WWE occasionally, and I enjoyed seeing them occasionally. Marty Jannetty, of course, now I think he's probably
gone a little.
He's aged enough that I wouldn't want to see him wrestle anymore. I'm not saying that he's old, but old enough that when he was in his 40s and maybe early 50s, and he came in for an appearance, I could buy it. He still looked good, and he was young.
Yeah.
But now I think he's probably late 50s, creeping up on 60. That's probably too much. That's like Hogan. I'd love to see Hogan again, but I really don't want to see him wrestle. I said to someone here the other day, if you put glasses on Hulk Hogan, he looks exactly like he did pretty much in WCW. His eyes are so... He's got the bag... I'm going to have those bags under my eyes if I live that long. I'm going to have the Hogan eyes. But I won't have the Hogan mouth. I promise.
I genuinely think he's kind of... like 5 years ago, I would have absolutely agreed, but I think he's starting to kind of...
He's starting to finally look like he's 70.
The aging is kind of starting to catch up to him.
As opposed to someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, when he first got out of office from California, he looked awful. But have you seen him lately?
Yeah, now that he doesn't have the stress of working in government.
Oh my God, dude is jacked again and looks fantastic. Congratulations to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're the stud of the week. Dalton, give me a stud noise.
I quit. It's me or him. You have to decide.
You.
All right, well.
Sorry, Dalton.
Sweet Wednesdays are off
Sit
now.
down.
Bye,
Sit
Man
down.
Bun Manny.
We're gonna get something you want to talk about here in a second. 205 Live now on Wednesdays. There's a picture floating around from the first taping that was not flattering because it was. Have you seen the picture?
Yeah, because they filmed before SmackDown aired.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, so people hadn't actually come to the arena yet.
Because they didn't know to get there early.
So good on them. You clearly love
setting them up for success.
But I wish they would just give 205 Live its own show, make it a smaller arena, and
put it in Full Sail, like
Exactly.
I've been saying
Yeah.
since they started it.
and don't tape it before NXT. Give it its own night.
Because then guess what? You have somebody like Leo Rush that can just tape a month's worth of 205 Live and then just go with
SmackDown.
or with Raw. With
No, he's a
Last-
manager
that's right,
now.
bro.
Yeah, like just you can do that, or you can have Drake Maverick do all of his silly manager shit or general manager shit, and then he can just be a manager for
No, don't
Authors of Pain.
get that. You need to reverse that. He can do all of his silly Authors of Pain shit and then go and be the most competent general manager that WWE has that's not named William Regal.
Did they ever give an explanation for why he was with Authors of
You
Pain?
don't worry about what he does on Monday nights.
Not-
that was it.
Did he say that?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Aw.
I mean, it was pretty much just like, which, I don't know.
It's funny.
There's a bunch of fan theories floating around that I really like, but
He's
God
gonna
damn,
kill
it's,
205 Live.
It's sad though when the fans have to write a better story than the company.
when you got to rely on the headcanon.
That's like when Bethesda releases a game and then fans release a better version of that game a couple days later.
And then everyone praises how great Bethesda is.
Right? I love the graphics and everything, but they fixed it. Praise him. Dalton, let's talk about this. You're going to be excited about this. 2K19 released a new trailer and announced the DLC. First, let's talk about the trailer.
I like the trailer a lot.
I liked some things about the trailer. Some things I did not give shit about.
It does look like there's
Zombie Triple H.
so I don't know what any of that's about.
I'm sure it's a character skin.
But like, all right, they're trying stuff. They're trying stuff.
That's
I
true.
will give them credit. Like we
Maybe
saw,
they should try a better game, better engine, combat system, lighting.
I'm not Jesse. That doesn't. You're not even trying anymore.
Oh, it's because I got a chest pain. I had to stop.
Oh,
I got to
but,
take my
like,
nitros.
They're trying some new things, which is cool. Like I think it's neat that they're trying some stuff. The trailer was harmless. Nothing really
It was a fine trailer.
Yeah, like,
we
it
got
was-
House of Horrors.
We
That
got
could
House
be
of
cool.
Horrors. We have the
That-
Broken
yeah,
Universe.
The match was awful, but it would be cool to go to like the Hardy compound and the House of
or
Horrors.
like the Wyatt compound, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like they're trying some stuff which could be cool. Like I will say, like
big head mode.
Okay, so yeah, and that's the problem. Is some of that stuff seems like it would be cool as a Easter egg. You can do this, but not in the trailer. Like,
Especially when
to
it's
sell me
labeled-
on the game. Big head mode didn't sell me on GoldenEye. It ain't selling me on wrestling.
My problem with it is this was labeled as the first gameplay trailer. We didn't get a good look at any of the gameplay. We got the raw smash cuts, quick cuts, single moves that, yeah, I hope the animations look good. You've been doing the same thing for 10 years now. Like, it
20
was
years.
sure. I try to say
Is that
9,
20
10.
then?
I was gonna let it go.
I was trying to
but then
go
Dalton
9.
looked
I was
at
trying to
me.
go 9, 10, and it just all
It's
combined
fine.
together.
That's fine.
It just nothing about this like super impressed me. Honestly, the most interested I am is to see how the House of Horrors and the compounds those backstage areas work. I'm interested to see what the Triple H thing is. If it is just a skin or like a separate character, that's a letdown. Now, if they do like the entire line of those like zombies action figures,
Just as alternate outfits.
I don't
'Cause, like,
honestly.
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
Well, because what could you do with them?
I mean,
Make them slower but stronger. I
But-
don't know.
but I mean,
if
like,
they're-
or just like, or if they're just skins, like you can make them in superstar threads or whatever the like,
Right, which
the
is what I
creation suite.
yeah, that's what I assume it is.
Which,
But
to me,
Asa
that's-
said if that's all it is, it's
that's
disappointing.
the-
What
that's
do you
the-
expect to do with them?
honestly, I don't.
just have them. Like
I don't know, like, but if they played differently or controlled differently or were part of some sort of like, remember the SmackDown versus Raw story modes?
Oh, those were so
If
much
we
fun.
got something like that
Trish Stratus won the men's title, and I believe Candice Michelle used magic.
to change the gender of
your character. It was
yeah,
your
it was your character because you had
Holy shit!
yeah. If we could do that, but you're bringing in zombies, like okay, I'm interested. If it is just a skin or like something you can dress up, like oh, you can make a zombie character, lame. I don't care. Like people are already doing stuff like that and more interesting.
Did you hear about the? I think it's called like Iron Mode that they're putting in it. I think it's DLC.
There's a $1 million challenge thing that I
No,
know
this is
about.
a different thing. So it's like it's a ring, but it's a gigantic ring, and they drop 100 wrestlers in there all at the same time, and the last person standing wins.
It's a
and
battle royale joke.
It's a
Cal.
battle royale.
He's
joke.
not being serious.
Every game has a battle
Okay,
royale.
I was like,
mode.
Dalton is legit looking at
He
you.
was interested.
Like
and the more I talked about it, the more interested I was. Because you couldn't give me 8 wrestlers on screen and once you're going to give me 100. They're going to be stick figures at this point.
Yeah, no. So like the trailer was harmless. I'm interested to see what the solid goal AJ is.
It's just skins. Like
Well,
that's
like,
the thing that kills me. They're
no,
just
no,
skins.
Like if I want to know if that's a thing like that I have to unlock.
Oh, you know what I'm afraid of is that everything's going the route of Fortnite now, where they're just throwing ridiculous shit in. Like if you played the Battlefield 5 beta, there was so many like random weird skins and stuff that had no place on the Battlefield.
my historical accuracy.
I want my immersions. You said I couldn't have a pink Darth Vader in Battlefront 2, but you're gonna give me like a pink soldier in Nazi Germany.
But see, if they put that in, then people won't have a leg to stand on about the whole. I don't want to play as a female character. It wasn't realistic in World War II. But I will pay $10 for this clown skin.
So
If I can do the what's that stupid ass dance called, the floss? If I can floss in Battlefield 5,
so the trailer was fine. Like there's a couple things I'm interested in. Like it actually hooked me more than I thought it would. And I was like, all right, well, I'm kind of excited that I have this game bought. And then they announced the DLC.
Before,
we'll get to
before
that.
we get to DLC,
Yeah.
what has you excited for that? Like, what made you more interested than you thought you were going to be?
The like compound broken universe. 'Cause like I know what I'm getting. Like I'm getting a wrestling game. They're not gonna like reinvent the wheel. But like, all right, cool. They threw some new things in there. There's like the roster is compelling enough for me to like want to buy it.
huge roster.
Yeah.
Just real quick, it wasn't worth putting as a story. This is the first year Mark Henry won't be in a wrestling game since 06.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's nonsensical. So, I mean, they have other old wrestlers in there that don't wrestle. Why would you not put Mark Henry in?
Legends contract probably wasn't
Maybe
ready.
I ain't got an answer for you. I'm just stating the fact.
Yeah, no. So anyway,
Don't have Ciampa in there either.
I still think that he's in the game.
There's a lot of people. There are other names that are pretty notable that are missing. Like one of them
'Cause-
was Mark Henry. One of them's Ciampa.
Nikki Cross.
There's a there are people.
Wait, Nikki Cross isn't in there?
Nope. There's and there's
shit.
people who were in last year's game.
Like Nikki
Like
Cross.
Nikki Cross
yeah,
and Ciampa.
who aren't in it. There's a lot of people who I don't think it's even speculation. I think this is just desperate people hoping that the game franchise that they buy every year isn't actively shitting on them like this. That are saying, oh, there's going to be like a tower mode.
There
and
is a tower mode.
Like this tower Power Mode is going to have like that's how you're going to unlock characters that they haven't even announced.
That would be cool because that's
And
what
if
they
they
used to
did
do in
that,
video
It
games.
would be cool, but I feel like if they do that, the characters you unlock are going to be the characters that they've already announced. Like I don't think that they're not going to announce. They're not going to just flat out say, "Hey, this character's not in it." Like they're not.
You're not going to get on the internet one day and it goes, first person unlocks Ciampa, didn't even know he was in the game.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna happen. I could be wrong,
But thank God we still have DLC and he could be in the DLC, right, Dalton?
Well, guys, now that we're here, they gave me my DLC announcement, which I'm salty about because the game isn't out yet. Not even the early access isn't even out yet.
Right.
But yet I got a full list of DLC, and boy, do I wish it was better. So
I'm going to bring that up real quick.
I haven't pulled up.
Oh, you do? Okay. never mind.
Yeah. So for $29.99, which has been the season pass standard for 2K for like 3-4 years now, $30. This year you get Accelerator, which unlocks everything right off the bat, which I always use. Buy player kickstart, which not bullshit. New moves pack, could care less. Why wasn't it in the game already? And now we get to the part that I care about, which is like our wrestlers. 2K17 is the one I go back on, where I'm like, man, for $30 they gave me a lot. They gave me 2 individual packs and then a Hall of Fame showcase, which added like another 10 unique characters and a bunch of extra skins. So for $30 I got like almost 30. Like I paid like $1 a superstar.
when you say skins, do you mean like
Alternate versions of that person. So like you would
Okay.
have like
98 Sting and 2018 Sting? Okay.
Which there's a caveat on that, but for $30 you're giving me
That's- I
30
just-
unique things.
I wasn't sure if you meant skin as in like it was a different version of a character, or if you just meant like it's more gear that you can put on your Creator Wrestler stuff.
No, it was a different character.
Okay.
Yeah. This year, instead of giving us a whole bunch of that, they're giving us 11 superstars and that. And I am paying the same price for if they would have added a showcase mode that added like 5 more people, I would have been like, all right, cool, $30 worth. But this is kind of lame. Like, don't get me wrong, the people that they're adding it's a really good lineup of people, but at the the same time, they should already be in the game.
Aren't they just putting the showcase mode in the base game? Like, because isn't that the
No,
Daniel
It's the
Bryan?
Daniel Bryan.
The showcase mode is in the base game, but I think there's also a Ric Flair showcase mode that you only get if you get the digital or the Woo edition.
I think he's correct about that.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I am. So, I am getting that because somebody told me, I think it was Sadie, she said, well, I mean, you paid for the Ric Flair and you're getting a whole bunch of characters off of that. I was like, yeah, but that's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is something that you just get because. That's day one DLC.
Right.
Which is dumb.
And some of those characters should be in the base game.
Yeah.
We
Does-
talked about that earlier.
Does the Ric Flair thing come out? Is that released day and date? Like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's
so,
the collector's edition.
Well, no, yeah, but because the collector's edition doesn't.
Oh, you're
come
talking about
with,
the DLC
yeah,
for it?
all of these DLC characters aren't going to be available day one. I mean, the Ric Flair stuff.
That is also
exclusive.
available day one.
See that? Yeah, that's
That's shady.
that's a
Because
little.
That's
if
slim
you buy,
shady.
if
That's
you
more
buy
on the shadier
the
side.
digital version, I think if you buy the season pass, you don't even get the Ric Flair stuff. You have to buy the deluxe digital. That's going to be a separate charge then.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
I'm pretty sure because that's what it's looking like.
Because it doesn't say that it's on there. It doesn't even
yeah, it
mention like the
doesn't.
Ric
But they
Flair
also
stuff.
don't even talk about what you get with the Ric Flair thing, like what his encompasses. Because we know Daniel Bryan, it goes over his pretty much entire WWE
You get
career.
some of the Ric Flair stuff, like you get Piper. Anyway, to the people that they announced today, Bobby Lashley is DLC. Dumb. Leo Rush, all right, cool. Ricochet, awesome that he's in the game. Bummed that he's not day one. Lacey Evans, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, War Raiders, and EC3. And I think I'm still missing somebody.
I just had it.
Mike and Maria Kanellis. Yeah, people that debuted back in Money in the Bank last year.
And the way they're splitting that up, if you don't get the season pass, is there is the new moves pack, which will be $4. There is the Rising Stars pack, which is Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Lacey Evans, Leo Rush, Maria and Mike, and Ricochet. That's $10. And then the Titans pack, which is Bobby Lashley, EC3, and the War Raiders for $10. So for $10, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters for Rising Stars, and then you get 4 for Titans.
You save, if you don't buy the season pass, you can buy everything else and save, if you don't want to do the My Player Kickstart, and save like $3.
But
Or if you
you're
just don't
gonna
want to, if you don't want to buy the accelerator, you can get away with it for like $25.
So
but you're going to want that accelerator, trust us.
if you care about, if you don't want to just play, because you were just saying you miss being able to just play the game and unlock stuff that way.
That's true, but when it comes to wrestling, hell, you got me. I'm not going to defend it.
But but I'm going to say that it's the same thing that we've said in the group chat. Is it's at some point you have to make a decision that it's not worth supporting them anymore, because yes, you're complaining about all of this DLC stuff, but you're still getting the giant edition.
And I'm doing that because of the Giant Edition. Like, I'm getting...
Right, I get you're getting other
yeah.
stuff, but you are still giving them money, which they are taking as, okay, we can do this. We can shortchange them as much as we want. And it's not just you. Like, don't get... I'm not trying to make it
no,
personal.
you're not singling me out.
Like,
but
people are going to be bitching all the way to the cash register.
Yeah. I look at it like eating meat. Like, you can not eat meat because you feel it's wrong, and it is in a lot of ways, I guess. But even if you don't eat that meat, someone else is going to, so you might as well indulge.
Yeah, but if enough people don't, then they start look
There's
like
a
look at
difference.
Battlefield or Battlefront. Enough
people turned on it
enough
that they
people turned
changed?
on it that they actually like, oh, okay, we can't do this.
That's true. That's 100% true. Do you
But
think
you-
wrestling fans are different, though?
I mean, eventually they're either going to have to be, or at some point they're going to have to shut up.
Yeah,
But
swallow
you-
the tripe.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm getting very stifled on the value because like I didn't buy it for the season pass because I bought the NXT edition 2 years. I buy it because it's a special edition.
Right.
The NXT edition I still ended up at 16 or 17.
That was 17.
17.
Because that was the one
17.
that I bought.
Yeah, it was $100 flat, which that was a good value for what you got, but you still had to buy the season pass, which I had no issue buying because they gave me so much.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is just like they are giving me so little.
Okay, so if they didn't have the Ric Flair edition and they only came in two versions, regular or deluxe edition with the season pass for $100, would you buy it?
No, because I could save $5 and not buy I could save like $7.
But you would still buy all.
But you
of
would still buy the
DLC.
game and stuff.
I would buy the character DLC packs. Like I would do that. Like because that's what that's what Andy does. Andy will just like he'll buy the game. Usually like he'll wait for it to go on sale for like 40, 50. And then he'll just buy the packs that he wants. So like he'll want Ricochet.
Does WWE do like a Game of the Year edition where you can just?
I think they
They
did
did
this
once,
year.
yeah.
No, they did this year. They did a WrestleMania edition that you
Okay.
could have gotten for $60, but it had everything.
but
So
it was.
But
like
this
a
was a
year
long
later.
time after.
Yeah.
it was
yeah.
it was
I mean,
WrestleMania weekend.
Mortal Kombat and Injustice, like fighting games do. It's kind of a fighting game trope that they put everything in. I know sports games don't really do that.
No,
as
because
far
they
as
usually
I
do
know.
their beginning thing and then that's it.
yeah, they'll do their like.
So I didn't know if and WWE like WWE 2K kind of WWE 2K kind of falls in the middle of fighting game and sports simulator.
Is there still a mode they have not announced on WWE for 2K19? Because I remember they were saying there was a mystery mode.
There's a $1 million challenge mode, which we don't know what that entails.
So there's no GM mode.
Not that I'm aware
Because
of.
I remember there was a mystery mode that no one knew what it was. They haven't announced it. And then I never heard anything about it. But a lot of people were thinking, oh, this could be GM mode.
They've announced AJ Styles announced $1 million challenge, which we still don't know what the hell that means, and we know that there's going to be towers this year, which could be really cool. I really, really hope that this is just a really dumb. They forgot to say Ciampa's in the game because, like, if Nikki Cross is in the game, that's kind of it's dumb, but it doesn't make me angry. Where it's just like your NXT champion who was in last year's game isn't in this year's game.
But imagine if you're Nikki Cross and you're looking at the roster of women that's in the game. Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Lacey Evans, the Bella Twins. But you're not, even though you have been on TV the entire time. You
were
may
in
not have
last
been
year's game.
You were in last year's game. It's like when they left Ryder out, Zack Ryder a couple years ago, and it was like, why would you leave Zack Ryder out? That makes no sense.
Can I give you an equivalent?
Yeah.
To WWE 13, which was THQ at the time, it was the Attitude Era set. That was that game. One of the DLC packs had the Usos in it. That was 13. 2K14, when the Usos had the tag belts going into that year's game, was not in the game. They just weren't in it. Goldust wasn't in it, who just came back to do his big push with Cody.
The
and all
Brotherhood
that.
thing?
Yeah, the Brotherhood stuff. Like
It's baffling the decisions they
sometimes
make.
that kind of
Yeah.
gets through. But anyway, we can jump off of it.
Game comes out in October,
October.
think,
Well,
yeah.
early access is October 5th.
along with Red Dead Redemption 2,
And
which,
you know,
by
and
the way,
you know October 5th, what that means? Tradition.
yeah, we hanging
Tradition.
out, hanging and banging. I'll probably buy the game.
Tradition. Just buy the $60. Oh, you'll have to buy the $90 game because it's for early access. Tradition.
Also, they announced today, and this will probably be a nerd up thing, but I just want to mention it, that I'm a little angry that Red Dead Redemption 2,
The online.
the online
we're gonna
goes
talk
into beta in November.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Are you kidding me? All right, let's move on because that's gonna. WWE is donating $100,000 to Johnny Knoxville.
No.
What?
Jesus.
Nope.
I've been saving that joke forever. Donating
should've kept it on the
$100,000
shelf.
to Knoxville Public Safety Foundation for Kane's appearance.
Yes. So Kane is going to have. He was announced on Raw to be. He's going to be in Undertaker's corner in Saudi Arabia when he wrestles Triple H. Who's going to have Shawn Michaels in his corner.
Not
which
to
means
set up
we're-
a tag match.
Well, yeah, not at all. That's definitely not. We're definitely not going to get Brothers of Destruction versus DX.
In Saudi Arabia,
In-
where it's still fresh.
Yeah. where they might get beheaded if they say, Vince loves.
Sean better cut
Rooster.
that hair.
He did.
What?
He already did. Everyone's short hair now.
Everyone's safe now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's a super cool thing. Because nothing says that this is what happened. This is happening, but this almost sounds like instead of like Kane accepting payment, he's like WWE's just giving money to his city.
Yeah.
Which is just a cool thing.
I imagine Kane probably doesn't need the money.
But more than likely
Well,
not.
no, he's
yeah.
getting that sweet mayor paycheck.
Plus, he always seemed like he was smarter about his money from wrestling, and he
Yeah.
was very successful. So that is very, very cool.
I just think that's a cool thing.
Here's what's not cool. Dave Bautista,
My favorite Twitter person.
says he has not been invited to Smackdown 1000.
Even though it's in his hometown.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh
Big
my
middle
God.
finger.
So not only is SmackDown 1000 is in his hometown, he was not invited apparently. WWE posted a bunch of dream matches, and he was in one of them.
What was the match? I'm
I
curious.
don't remember off the top of my head.
So that feels like that's got to be an oversight. Why would you not invite Batista?
See, and I think it's
Is it because of the James Gunn thing?
again, it's the whole. I doubt it. No, I doubt it. It's the whole. There's a lot of. It's the whole headcanon thing of fans relying on. Just like, oh no, I refuse to accept the truth of what. Like, remember when Fallout 76 was announced, and everyone was like, no, they said you could play offline. You don't need to be connected to the internet. It's a full single player game, even though they clearly said the opposite.
Right.
But there were so many people they convinced themselves that that's not true. So it's one of those things where it's like, what if this whole like Batista being shunned by WWE is part of a storyline that leads to WrestleMania where he wrestles like Triple H or something? And it's like, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but
Why would you? It has to be
don't-
because why would you overlook Batista? He's one of the most popular SmackDown champions of all time.
because he found success outside of
But my God,
WWE.
it's not like they don't suckle at The Rock's teat every time he comes from Hollywood.
Yeah, but you can't compare The Rock and Batista.
No, because The Rock's had more successful movies. So there.
I mean, Batista, I'm not saying like, oh, I don't mean like movie wise. I mean like within wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Like Batista had a great run and was, their number
Memorable.
2 was like their number 2 or 3 guy for a while.
Extremely memorable.
But The Rock was The Rock.
Right.
And I don't feel wrong in saying that at no point was Batista a household name because of wrestling. The Rock was. Granted, it was because it was entirely due to 2 different eras and 2 different,
yeah, but I still feel like that's a huge oversight to not invite him.
Oh yeah, no,
you know.
absolutely. Like, but
Especially if it's in his hometown.
especially for SmackDown,
Yeah.
because but for the longest time, SmackDown was Batista's show.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, he absolutely should be involved in some way.
That's crazy. I'm gonna call Vince after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out what's
You know, a
going
guy.
He's gonna tell you to not book in September.
on. Alexa Bliss has been replaced by Ember Moon as Braun Strowman's partner in the Mixed Match Classic Mixed Match Challenge. Sorry.
Because she
She got hurt at Hell in the Cell, didn't she?
on
That's
Raw.
what I've heard.
No, apparently she woke up like yesterday morning and couldn't feel her arm.
Yeah.
is what I heard.
Okay, so I've heard 3 different things at this point.
Wait, no, it wasn't at Raw. Yeah, no, it apparently it happened at Hell in a Cell. There isn't an official report. A lot of people are speculating that it's storyline because they haven't canceled the match with Trish Stratus at Evolution yet.
That'll be the telltale sign.
Yeah,
Right there.
And I also have seen mixed reports that Ember Moon was only a one-night replacement. I've also seen people saying that she's replacing her for the season.
Which would be a shame because Alexa and Braun have a kind of chemistry.
Team Little Big was amazing. I was so excited to watch them go all the way this year. It was gonna be great. I just love Team Little Big. Although we did get, so now it's Team Monster Eclipse.
Monster Moon? Oh.
It's either Monster Moon or Monster Eclipse. I don't remember.
That's pretty good too.
But did you see their tag team finisher?
Negative.
Does she stand on his shoulders and hit the eclipse?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
She is
That's pretty cool.
fucking crazy.
They beat Kevin Owens and Natty.
Team Paws.
Team Paws. Which
I loved the video where Kev was like, we got to talk about that name.
you need to see the video of after they lost of her desperately trying to console him as he is literally just planking backstage, refusing to like move for the longest time.
He went full Luigi.
This is why I love Mixed Match Challenge, because we get these like moments and characterizations that we would never get on Raw where Vince watches.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to just kind of have fun.
Which, I don't know if you put it on there, but apparently Vince is going to be in charge of the Evolution pay-per-view.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
like
so
he wasn't already with.
let that settle in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who it is, but a certain somebody messaged me last week and said, I find myself answering your questions on PW. And this person said, when you were talking about Ronda Rousey, and every time she gets in the ring and throws somebody, is she hurting someone? I sit at home and go, yes.
Every
yes,
time.
she's going to, yeah. So when I heard about Alexa Bliss, I didn't say the person's name because I don't know if they want to put him on blast. Someone we all love.
What's up, Juice?
It's very bright. Let's put it that way. If you had a hashtag about it, maybe. But
What's up, Barbed Wire?
Jesus Christ.
Hair?
When I heard that Alexa Bliss got hurt, my first thought was like, oh, did Ronda like yank that arm out of socket for real or something? I don't know.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Not me either. PW Insider is reporting that Rey Mysterio has signed a 2-year contract with WWE. He apparently wanted to do 18 months, but they wanted the full 2 years, and they gets what they want.
What's up, 6 more months?
They did
Yeah.
also give him the option of giving notice at 18 months.
Oh, that's cool.
So
That's cool. And I think we also read that Madison. Okay, well, you got it on here. Let's hit it real quick. Madison Rayne signed a deal with Ring of Honor.
Cool.
yes,
So
Little
I
sur-
was kind of hoping she would go to WWE,
same.
but I mean, good for her because
But
Ring
she
of Honor
got
was
the
treated well.
she got the Mae Young Classic stuff, and now
Yeah.
and that ROH is really putting a focus on their women's division right now,
Yeah,
which is super cool to see her be a part of.
Is it just me, and maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, and correct me if I'm wrong, like tell me who I'm wrong about.
Yeah.
Because I know you will. You're smart about these things. It seems like WWE is really open to taking male talent that has worked in Impact, but not female talent. I can't think of a single female wrestler that they've scooped up other than
thing of it
Mickie
is-
James, but that doesn't really count. But you've had Chelsea Green. They could have signed Madison Rayne. You know, there's been a couple that they could have done something with, and they just haven't.
I'm only going to disagree with you.
Marty
because-
Bell last year, Mia Yim, guys like that. Sorry, I had more thought. I wanted more from my argument.
I'm only going to disagree just because Ember Moon.
She wasn't in. Was she in Impact?
I didn't even know she was on Impact.
No, but she did she was in a lot of early Ring of Honor women's.
No,
matches.
he's talking
talking about
strictly
Impact
Impact.
in general.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah, no, that one I can't give you a definite.
Because I mean,
answer
look at all
for.
the male talent that they've gotten from
Well,
there.
yeah,
Because-
but it's also one of those whenever you talk about a woman wrestler, and this is just a very common thing. Like women wrestlers on the indies, they usually get more money than the men do, because it's an attraction match. Like there's not as many women that can work, so they probably make a lot more money. Like they can just make more money doing that than just doing the WWE.
But to balance that out, like look at the number of shows that don't book women matches at all.
well, yeah, no, I'm just saying just from hearing about it, that's always what I hear. Is just I mean, they're probably making a bunch of money, and they're like, oh, we work less.
But at the same time, too, there's just flat out more opportunities for the men in
Yeah.
WWE. Because a man, you can be in one of I'm pulling a number out of my ass. You could be in any one of 11 segments. If you're a woman wrestler, you're pretty much going to be in one segment.
Plus, I'm sure they look way harder at age, appearance than they would
Oh
for
yeah,
Yeah.
men.
it's
you
the
know?
whole. It's been I don't want to say a number but it's been a shockingly high number since a blonde woman has not been involved in a women's championship match in WWE.
Yeah.
It goes back to 2014
And I know specifically Marty Bell and
in a one-on-one.
yeah.
Marty Bell and Chelsea Green both tried out for WWE, and neither of them got picked up. And that just surprising to me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so maybe I'm off on that. But it's a little disappointing. Phoenix and Pentagon have started making 2019 commitments, allegedly locked in a no-compete clause with Lucha Underground until 2020.
Yes, there's been a lot of rumors over the last couple weeks, and a lot of places flat out reporting that, especially Pentagon has signed with NXT, and this kind of squashes those. Because the part of the thing was they hadn't been making commitments past a certain date in this year.
Right.
But now that they're actually starting to book in 2019, they're booking into next year as well as the contract with Lucha Underground, which that's not exactly gospel. It's not like that is completely unbreakable, but.
And lastly, before we get to the talking about the shows of the week, I actually read about this earlier. The Tanahashi Omega Twitter feud. Mm-hmm. Ouch! It's a work, right?
No, yes, it's they're doing the thing that I hate that we talked so much shit on when it was Cena and Reigns, and they're doing the exact same thing. But for whatever reason, maybe it's just because it isn't being broadcast on television and it's not going to be spotlighted on New Japan's show.
And
The fact that it's happening over social media.
I also think it's because that Omega is an American. Well, he's not American. He's Canadian, but that he's not Japanese. The fact that you have a foreigner in their country that's causing that makes it feel more real to me, especially. So I'm going to curse and I apologize, but I want to read what I read from Kenny Omega today that really made me go, wow. When he's talking about Tanahashi, he says, the thing is, I know that New Japan at that time, they don't want to have to use me as their main event star. As their number one, of course they don't. Look at the way they push Tanahashi. They still call that old fucker the ace. He'll still appear on TV. He has a movie in Japan. It's embarrassing. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. But they do understand, hey, guess what? This is a business. We need money, and the American fans aren't stupid. They understand what a good match is. They understand who is able to give the best matches. I'm not here to cash in checks. I'm not here for money. I'm not here to do the classic style and the way wrestling is supposed to be. I am the greatest fucking showman. I am the greatest showman in professional wrestling, maybe of all fucking time. So they have no choice but to put me in the main event. They don't give a fuck about me. I know they don't give a fuck about me as a person, and I know. Like, Jesus.
I like how you said I apologize that I'm gonna cuss, and I was expecting like one.
No. It was.
It's the part where he said, "I know they don't give an F about me. I know they don't." That seemed real.
Was I entirely wrong? Was that a post-match interview that he did?
It's all I see is that he spoke with New Japan Pro Wrestling for a new interview.
Okay, yeah.
Responding to criticism.
So then I immediately retract what I said. No, I mean,
now this is on New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
So okay, but the site it's on is njpw1972.com. Is that their legit site?
Yep.
Okay. So when I hear that, I think, well, clearly then that's not real. But at the same time, aren't they not supposed to cuss anymore? If this was a work, like I'm confused by the whole thing. But if it's legit, that the part where he says they don't care about me and I know they don't that's very telling to me. But maybe I'm wrong.
No,
and it's all work.
See, and that's the thing is, it's like this is. Maybe I'm just biased, and maybe I don't like Reigns and Cena as much as I thought I did, because that seems way more entertaining than what Cena and Reigns were doing.
Yeah.
Like I like that more, even though it is the exact same thing.
Pretty much.
So like I don't know, maybe I am a giant hypocrite, but at the same time, like if I liked it better when I thought it was just a Twitter feud, like it's just okay, it's these two guys actively just taking pot shots at each other. But, they're telling the actual story on New Japan. But it sounds like they've already gone well past that line.
Because it sounds borderline like almost depressing, where he's talking about, I know they don't care about me. I make them so much money, and they don't care about me. Mm-hmm. I'm just this guy over here, and it's like, oh, man, I want to hug Kenny Omega and tell him everything's fine.
I already did.
You already hugged him?
No, I already wanted to hug him.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you snuck one in when you were in...
No, I couldn't even get close to that line. They could smell the pour on me.
All right. Well, we'll keep talking about this as long as it's going on. We'll figure out what's happening. But let's talk about the shows of the week. Let's start with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, I caught a brief segment of, and it was Nia Jax coming back, and I immediately turned it off. And then I realized how much I really don't care about Nia Jax at this point.
It's a bummer that they didn't make a bigger deal out of her return.
Yeah, she just kind of came out. And, the thing that drove me craziest about it was they have to shove, and I knew they were, but at this point, it wasn't Nia Jax. She's not the reason I turned it off. It was the commentary. Because I cannot listen to them throw out those nicknames every 3 seconds like they do. The Irresistible Force, the Goddess, the Big Dog, the Lunatic Fringe. Like, it's at a point they don't refer to them as their real names anymore. They just refer to them as these stupid-ass nicknames. And it drives me crazy. As soon as I saw Nia Jax, I was like, all right, timer. How long before they tell you that it makes you feel like Spider-Man?
Wait, what?
And it was like 2 seconds. They busted out with the Irresistible Force. And I was done. Cannot listen to it. Sometimes we criticize our own commentary, as we should, because you can always get better. But my God, I would rather listen to us yak about whatever we talk about than hear them say big dog again.
Biggity dog.
That's funny, at least. That's all I know about Raw. So that's my piece. I'll head out. What else you got?
We got the whole... They did like 4 different segments burying the shit out of Corbin before his Universal Championship match against Reigns, which I didn't really get. They're like, oh, he's a nobody by like 3 different people. And then he did the thing where he got himself disqualified. Nope, rematch, but no disqualification.
Which is the same thing he pulled on Balor a couple weeks ago. Also,
still lost.
So I'm the kind of person that I hate inconsistency and I hate plot holes and stuff like that. And in wrestling, you really have to ignore it or you will go insane. So the fact that he is now the acting GM and the fact that in his first night as acting GM on Raw, he immediately puts himself in the main event for the title and tries to cheat his way to get it. And Stephanie McMahon's not there next week firing him for it.
She gave him authority to do it. Because this wasn't his
She gave him authority to do it specifically, or she just gave him authority?
like I'm assuming
because he's the GM.
I'm assuming it's a thing that like she's like he probably did a throwaway line of like she's cleared it. And because Stephanie, the system doesn't like Roman Reigns. The system,
I forgot he's the ultimate underdog.
The system doesn't want Reigns to be champion.
I forgot about that. He is the hero that we all needed. Hurrah, 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 hurrah. Nope, different, better dog.
Titus, it's Titus
That's
O'Neil.
better dog.
That dog's not under the ring, so.
We actually saw Ronda Rousey be kind of vulnerable for a minute after she took out Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. She took a real pretty spear by Ruby Riott, and then the Bellas came out to help.
Setting up that 6-man tag.
Because she asked, like, so who do I talk to about an open challenge? Do I just go to the ring? Do I need to talk to Corbin? What do I do?
That sounds kind of funny.
That was kind of entertaining. But then they're like, oh, just go to the ring. Like, no, you got to clear it with someone, right? Natalya answered it, but she didn't come out to her music. Like, her music hit, no one comes out. Riot Squad just drags her, like, lifeless body behind her.
It was cool.
And then it was the Bellas came out to help save Ronda. So that's setting up the
6-man tag in Australia.
Yeah.
Which is apparently setting up
Evolution. Wait, is it Australia?
I think it's Australia because the rumor is that
'cause
Evolution,
it's Nikki versus
Ronda.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Bella Magic. Magic.
There was some.
Magic for Bellas.
Corbin convinced Ziggler to cash in his rematch clause because if Seth Rollins didn't answer it, he would forfeit the title and give it to Ziggler. But Rollins wasn't in the building. But then like Rollins shows up and they have a match. Which was kind of like
the night after they took that sick bump off the set.
Right, because he's like, why isn't he's like,
why did you say it
Rollins,
like that?
Rollins is hurt. He's not here. Challenge him, and then he'll forfeit the title. But then Rollins shows up, and they have a match.
Which Rollins won.
Yes, Rollins retained. Strowman did more Strowman things. It announced that they're at the Saudi Arabia show. It's Strowman, Lesnar, Reigns for the Universal Championship, which allegedly Reigns is making 7 figures. For that one match.
So is Lesnar, or did you say Lesnar?
Lesnar.
Yeah,
I meant Lesnar, not Reigns.
Lesnar's clearing a mill for this.
Yep.
Wow.
A milli.
Which doesn't even, like, because again, they're just throwing so much ignorant amounts of money.
This is, you said Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I didn't hear Australia.
I might have said Australia.
No, I don't think you
fading.
did. Yeah, me too. I'm hungry. Well, good for Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
He needs more hunting gear. I don't know.
I was talking to somebody about
more plastic surgery
No,
for
he
his
can
wife.
now he can buy a human to hunt.
Yeah, the most dangerous game. He can hunt you. Does nobody else read that short story in high school?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
I
thought you were
did.
doing It's Always Sunny. you don't hunt no man. They drew first blood.
That's Rambo.
What?
Yeah, that's Rambo.
No, that happened to me. Anyway, sorry. That's what Danny did.
So yeah, no, you read that story, Allie?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's do another 5-minute It's Always Sunny bit. Line for line.
We could too. That's the sad part.
Oh, no, can't do that one.
Also, Drew McIntyre beat Dean Ambrose, which apparently is like only the 3rd time Dean Ambrose has lost clean since the brand split or something
That doesn't
ridiculous
surprise
like
me
that.
a little bit.
And that's understandable. It kind of sucks though that they just brought him back and he lost. But I get it. Like, no, this isn't one of those times where I'm like upset
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh, he just came back. Why'd he lose? Because to me, that makes McIntyre. God, I really want to
better.
say, yeah, makes him look better.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of
It
him just
wasn't
beating
done-
some rando.
It wasn't like a throwaway loss,
Right.
like because it
This
does
is in the
seem
middle
like
of
it
a
does seem like
feud.
they're doing
because they have a 6-man tag with them as well. Shield versus
the Dogs of War, I think is what they called them.
Hurrah, hurrah.
The,
No,
pa-
it's
the
different
pack
different
was it something? I don't remember.
The
They gave themselves a name. We also got, which I thought was really cool, Lashley versus Elias. Kevin Owens was on commentary. Leo Rush was on commentary. Kevin Owens comes out and starts chasing around Rush, who does just the best, like leapfrogging people and getting away from him. Elias starts chasing him, so Lashley just throws Leo at both of them to take them out from the ring to the outside.
He beat him up. Nope.
Oh, I thought you were going to say fastball special.
No,
no.
kind of, but he was beating MFers with other MFers.
So Leo Rush and Lashley to me are like better Enzo and Cass.
Yeah,
Leo Rush
they
is,
both can wrestle.
Yeah, and Leo Rush is so mouthy.
I mean, I won't
He's
say
so good.
I won't say that Leo Rush is better on the mic than Enzo because I don't think that's true. But it is a very interesting dynamic that they can kind of fill that vacuum that they left there. It really reminds me of when MVP joined up with Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just talking mad shit and then just sicking Lashley on people. But now they're starting this as a face, which is working. Like people were very receptive to it.
Especially if they bring in Daniel Fischel.
Jesus. Anyway, because it's one of those like Leo Rush is his wrestling style works really well for a face because he's very acrobatic. But if he works heel, you have to have other people that are just as quick as him because he'll do that stupid. Like, I say stupid, it's because I can't do it. But, like, he'll hit the rope, start coming at him, stop, and then hit the other rope, stop. Hit the other rope, stop. Just like it. You're a heel, you can do that, but you have to have other people around you that can, like, act off of that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot easier just to be a face, I think.
And I think he's a natural face. I really do.
Because he's just one of those people to be like, I think I would enjoy being around you.
Yeah.
Like, you seem really funny.
He won over Topanga. If he can win Topanga, what makes you think he can't win
Yeah,
you?
Corey couldn't do that in, like, 5 seasons.
No, he ended up cock-blocked.
Damn it,
The
Sean.
whole time. Smackdown was a show as well.
Yep.
And on that show, they continued the Becky Lynch, Charlotte, please boo Becky feud.
Yep.
Which did not work.
No.
Still.
Pulled the reins, called her a bitch.
Even when she was running down Charlotte, the crowd was solidly behind Becky.
I feel at this point, and I'm not trying to be like rude or nasty, Becky could literally bring up her dead brother and the crowd would cheer.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
sad, too.
I don't know if they would cheer, but they wouldn't boo.
They would not boo. They would not turn on their princess.
I won't give them going all the way. They announced the Bar versus New Day for Super Showdown in Australia.
Which I'm fine with because I love those two teams so much.
I'm really excited. Except now they're doing the singles matches between the tag teams, and that's that's the least interesting way to build a tag team feud, in my opinion.
Although he posted the selfie on social media during the match, which always made me happy.
That's my favorite way to build a tag match. Just like my favorite way to build a singles match is to put them in a tag together. Because how can they coexist?
Oh man, there's no way.
It just can't happen.
Randy Orton was abusing a production guy to make him show the replay of him putting the screwdriver in Jeff Hardy's ear, and then kind of made a ominous. He has another target in mind, but he hasn't said who yet. I'm genuinely interested to see who he goes after next.
You're enjoying serial killer Orton?
A little bit. I mean, that's the best Orton. Like sociopath Orton is best Orton.
He is like to me
Because one, he gives a shit, and two, he's great at it.
Yeah.
He's like a quieter, bigger version of Dennis Reynolds.
Yeah.
Jesus, stop it.
Yeah. Think about that.
But not too hard.
I don't want to know what the Randy system is.
Homework.
There.
Homework. We'll figure
Caleb
that
Tripp.
out. We'll figure that out.
I'm calling it Caleb. Make it happen.
There was other stuff from SmackDown that I thought they announced Joe versus AJ at. Man, is that Showdown or is that Saudi Arabia? They have too many of these stupid.
Big time events.
Yeah.
And am I the only one that at this point, like, I love them as a match, but I don't want to see it again? This is like, what, the 4th in a row?
It'd be the third.
Like,
Because we got the
if
first.
Joe doesn't win this time, like,
The first one they were disqualified. The second one, AJ tapped as Joe was pinned. Well, before Joe was pinned, but the ref didn't see it. So
Yeah.
then this would be the third one. There was Aiden English finally turned on Rusev.
I kind of like the way that happened. I read about it where apparently he said something, Lana heard him, and was going to go tell Rusev.
He started. Yeah, he kind of snapped because Rusev told him to stay. Rusev was going for the U.S. title against Nakamura,
Yes.
and I love it. Which let me get back
He
to
does
that though.
he does not recognize Rusev Day.
No, he does not. Also,
Shinsuke.
just real
You
quick,
can't just make a holiday.
I'm kind of getting annoyed that Nakamura is strictly used to like build other feuds.
Yeah.
He hasn't had anything meaningful since he won the U.S. title.
Yeah, because it went straight to Orton.
Because it went. Then that led to the Orton Hardy feud that he was kind of involved in, but not really.
Yeah.
And now he was wrestling Rusev when Aiden English attacked him.
Just make him a part of the main event. Triple threat. Styles versus Joe versus Nakamura.
You know what? Bring Mike Kanellis back. Make America love again.
You know what? Yeah. Let's love America.
Make Nakamura love again.
Make Nakamura great.
There's a picture on Reddit of a picture of Shinsuke Nakamura and no one else, and it's him posing, but he's completely blocking. I think it's not Io Shirai. Oh, I'm totally blanking on
Kairi Sane?
Kairi Sane, dear Lord, I could not think of her name to save my life, but I just think that was funny. But yeah, Aiden English totally like losing his mind backstage at a random production person and just like it was Lana's fault. It's all Lana's fault. Rusev Day would be nothing without me.
Does she still have her accent on TV?
Oh, which episode?
Oh, really? Because
Also, watch the roster reveals.
that's what I'm saying. I watched the roster reveal. No accent at all.
Well, no. You would get it, and then you would lose it.
Yeah.
And you might get it
So
again.
she's Holly Berrying it in X-Men.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she tries to tell Rusev what happened. Rusev says,
No, go introduce me.
yeah, no, I want him to sing me. Tell me later. And then Aiden English turns on him.
Yeah.
If you just listen to Lana,
Yep.
That's why you listen to your wife, people.
especially when she's
Billy.
smart. When she's Billy?
No, I was just saying, Billy, listen to your wife.
Sorry, Billy.
I missed. No, we brought it back.
Throwback. And then the show ended.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that I.
And let's move on to Hell in a Cell because we don't have a lot of time anyway. So Hell in a Cell was on Sunday. I actually was not going to watch it because I was not in a great mood and it really just didn't interest me that much. But enough, I missed you guys and Jesse said, hey, I was wanting to hang out. So I thought, all right, I'll get out of my funk. Came in and watched it and it wasn't terrible. Like for all
You honestly
things
missed.
considered.
You probably missed the best match.
Was it the tag match?
No, the Orton Jeff Hardy.
Oh, see, I've
not
heard-
best match. Not best match, but like the most.
Entertaining. It was the most entertaining match
Yeah,
by
that's
a
fair.
landslide.
The tag match I thought was really good too.
Tag match was really good.
Tag match was really good. I think what most people will remember from it, other than the fact the stupidity that Ronda Rousey can now take damage from Alexa Bliss when she took no damage from
To be
Alexa
fair,
Bliss to
they
begin
played
with.
like
There was a lot of
sneak,
effery.
there was a sneak attack. Her ribs were injured. Alexa capitalized on that. Like,
But I mean, I'm glad because that means that Alexa didn't get squashed.
yeah, she didn't just get squashed
Yeah.
2 times in a row.
you bleed?
I
Oh, that didn't even.
that was a bad joke about this match.
Yep.
That's,
Yep, regret
yeah.
that one.
Let's
Second.
move on. Let's
Yeah,
move
so
on.
Hardy and Orton.
Hardy and Orton.
Orton bled a lot.
Would you say that Jeff Hardy got screwed?
No,
Jesus.
no,
I hate you.
He did it to himself. That's why you don't get those things.
Jeff screwed Jeff?
Yeah, that,
Yeah, don't leave a big open
honestly,
part of your
I
body.
thought that was more upsetting to watch than the giant, like him getting stretchered out on the stretcher spot. I'm done. I quit. I give up because he did the swinging, hanging from, which again, it's super high, and like I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It just for me, it didn't look that impressive, and maybe it was because the camera angle that we got.
And
where-
Orton moved like 30, like a good 5 seconds
yeah.
sooner than he should have.
A good-
but again, good on him because I'm not catching that. Like,
Right.
If I'm told that I'm reversing it, I'm reversing that thing.
But that was a violent, like very entertaining match.
yeah.
Orton went out of his way to turn Jeff Hardy's studded belt around before whipping him.
And then Jeff
Hardy
said,
did not return the favor, so you could see like the Hot Topic bolts.
Oh.
You could see those impressions and where the blood was coming out
Oh.
because it opened him up pretty
he
good.
whipped the shit out of him
Also,
with that.
apparently the cut on his leg
Was from the chair.
because Jeff Hardy, who says he doesn't do swanton bombs at house shows anymore because his back is too messed up, put a chair just on top of Orton as he was laying on the mat and then hit him with a swanton bomb
And by
on
the chair, it was flipped around. So like where the railing was,
Yeah.
like the piping on the back,
So
that's
the-
where he landed.
So the chair then popped up, caught Orton on the chin, but also part of the metal broke and sliced his leg. Pretty good. Like
Jesus.
Orton put in work.
Yeah, like,
he made there was a spot where on the outside of the ring between the cage and the ring they set up a ladder upside down and then locked the legs. And Hardy looked like he was going to suplex Orton into it. And this was fairly early in the match.
Yeah.
And we made the joke like, Orton's not taking that. Good luck. And then, of course, Orton reverses it, does a front suplex. So Jeff goes chest first. And then all of this other stuff happened. You're showing him his back?
Yeah,
No, I'm showing him the leg
Oh,
where
the
they
leg.
took the piece of meat out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so, and then Orton was like, oh, he
Jeez.
really messing people up. So props to both of those guys. They went out and gave it their friggin' everything.
Which it's amazing to think that you're saying props to Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton for putting on a hardcore cell match in 2018.
They
Honestly-
did a great job. Like it was as violent as it needed to be.
Yeah, and like I think it made Orton look
That's
totally.
a great ICP album name. As violent as I need to be.
It
That's gonna be my shirt.
That
at
should
CCW.
be. Holy shit. As violent as I and it's just you making the I don't know face.
The shrug
As
face.
I'm as violent as I need to be.
The,
Justin.
it made Orton look like a killer, and Jeff Hardy had a bunch of heart because he didn't give up. And that was probably my favorite match of the night.
No, it was that was my
Like
favorite
AJ
match.
Joe was great because those two have ridiculous amounts of chemistry together. And it was
Yeah.
really good. I even kind of like the story that they told. Oh, but the ending of Hardy. I knew it was going to happen
I'm done.
eventually.
I'm gone.
Hardy Orton, where Orton like moves the table out of the way because Jeff took this giant crash, and the referee's like, "No, he's hurt. I'm not." He's like, "Count the pin. Do your
job." Yeah.
Count the pin," and he counts it reluctantly. Like, I dug that because, and then especially what happened in the main event where the referee's just like, "I give up." Nothing.
I don't know. That reminds me of when we had Hangman Page down here, and Austin gets out of the ring to go confront him, and it says like, "This is none of your business." And Page says, "This is literally why I'm here." Of course, Hell in a Cell will probably most be remembered for the main event.
Yep.
And not for the best reason.
Nope.
One for Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman taking a 10-minute nap.
Yep.
So that they can
Everybody
get in.
could
So they could
fight
focus.
them.
So they could focus on the tag teams.
Yeah.
Fighting on the.
And then in what I originally thought was a cool move, Brock Lesnar comes out, destroys the cage, and then lays them both out.
Which is even funnier knowing that Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre are still up there.
Oh yeah, they're napping.
They're napping on the top of the cage now, which like F all that noise.
Yeah, one thing I always hate in matches with multiple people is how they'll like take a siesta. But it's usually, it makes sense. Oh, you're resting on the outside or whatever to try to whatever. But like in this case, it literally was just they told Reigns and Strowman stay down for
Just
about
don't do
7
anything.
minutes.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Braun Strowman,
Yeah.
the guy that lifts tractor trailers for fun, and it literally had he got thrown into the back of a trash compactor once and
It was
murdered.
turned on.
He had a shit ton of chairs fall on him. But
Multiple ladders, the announce table on top of them. Like, yeah.
But this laid him out for like 6-7 minutes. And Roman Reigns, who I know is the ultimate underdog, and you never think he's going to win. But yeah, and then Lesnar comes out, destroys him, and I thought it was cool at first, and then the more I thought about it, the more I thought
That's how Hell in the Cell match ended.
that's shitty.
If it hadn't ended that way,
Yeah.
I would still think that was a cool moment, because I do think it was a cool moment.
Because like you have Lesnar beat the shit out of both of them, and then put Reigns over him and be like, "I'm getting my win back,"
Right.
and then walk out.
Which a lot
That
of,
would have been substantially better.
Yeah.
a no contest is a shitty way for a Hell in a Cell match to end.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's the only time it's happened. It's not. The fourth Hell in a Cell match was between Kane and Mankind. That also ended in no contest.
That one on Monday Night Raw.
Because Austin came out, started beating the crap out of one or the other, and then Vince just ordered the cell to go up while Undertaker was on top of it. It was weird, but that one ended in a no contest.
Yeah.
But it's still a shitty way to end a Hell in a Cell match.
Ali, what do you think?
I agree.
There it is. Was that
Yeah.
Braun?
And
We just
especially
wanted
'cause
to
it's
know
like,
she's still here.
well, so it's like, so you just took a 10-minute nap. Lesnar comes out and hits one F5 that Reigns kicked out of 6 of them at Mania.
Right.
Well, he was
This
really
is-
groggy from that nap.
This is why you can't just unload finisher after finisher after finisher in a match, because then when you only hit one,
It makes no sense.
I'm supposed to believe that, oh, this is the one that really did it.
Well, yeah, because he was fresh. He was
Yeah,
foggy fresh. And Reigns was hurt already.
it was so dumb. But
and
still, like,
no.
Heyman pepper spraying the ref after he refused to open the cage door.
AKA
and
Mick
Lesnar
Foley.
Lesnar, it was Mick Foley.
did.
And then Lesnar kicking in the door.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That's
Like,
a great moment.
There were cool moments, and like I liked Ziggler, McIntyre, and the Shield fighting on top of the cage. I thought that was cool, but not when it comes at the cost of your actual main event,
Right.
and for them to draw focus. That
I do
much.
remember Jesse being there. Like, he watched the main event with us. And when he kicked the thing, and I was like, he's like, what's he going to do with that? It's like, I don't know, probably something stupid, like climb up it.
He's gonna
And
run
then-
up it like Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, and then he climbed up, and I was like, that was fucking cool.
Because of course he can. He's Brock Lesnar. I don't know if you guys saw the video of after Hell in a Cell that fans took where they were chanting "This is bullshit" loudly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they're not wrong.
And
Yeah.
you should have been at Mania.
And yeah, but they ain't hurting for numbers.
no,
It's
no,
like
they're
you
making
talked about 2K19. Vote with your wallet.
and they're making more money than ever.
Let's move on to something that's not going to upset us. Hell in a Cell was okay. There was some stuff that it's not going to upset us. Let's talk about Stride. Stride was over the weekend. Dalton, you.
Oh, no, Stride
Stri-
is this weekend. We
Stride
didn't
is
have a
this
show last
Friday.
weekend, yeah.
So, was there not a Stride show the past weekend?
No.
No, there was one 2 weeks ago.
So I'll be honest. I for a while thought Stride was every week at this point because they were doing lots of shows, which is good. Stride's a great company.
Yeah. The best company.
Well,
Wait, what?
No, I completely disagree. You guys are the best company, and I like being.
Aw.
with you. But let's talk about Stride. Shit, Dalton. It's this Saturday, and Dalton, you have a match this Friday, and Dalton has a match. Congratulations!
Yep.
It's against our old friend,
Yeah, it
who
sure
you
is.
said the other day when I was like, "Who are you wrestling?" and you said, "I'm wrestling that baby carrot,
I didn't say that.
Matthias."
I didn't say that.
Matthias, if you want to know what a baby carrot is,
No, I didn't call you that. Anyway,
Is it on Urban Dictionary yet?
oh, we need to get
it
that
needs
going.
to be. Yeah.
So
If that's not in your goddamn repertoire for insults when you cut promos calling people baby carrot, I'm gonna be disappointed. Let's talk about Stride.
So it's going to be a really good card, minus one match, because I'm scared.
And that's kayfabe. That's not kayfabe. What's the difference again?
We're not. No.
I forget.
Kayfabe is a lady that Jeff Odell had dinner with.
Yeah.
Nice lady.
Very nice lady.
So we have a heavyweight championship match, Heath Hatton versus Tony Flood.
That should be a good match. Tony Flood is a workhorse, and Heath is reliable.
When they wrestled for the Legacy Championship, I really, really liked those matches.
Yeah, I'm really, really hoping that Hargis helped out my my employer, Jay Wells, in his match. I really hope he comes to help me out because I'm teamed with Sleeveless McGee.
It's Sleeveless McGee and Man Bun Manny.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm Mr. Anthony. That's my name. Put some respect on it.
It's already happened.
Unscripted.
Stride already liked that comment on the Instagram page.
Gonna have to start talking to people.
Can you bring Can Dolphin Anthony be in the crowd?
If it means that he's going to wrestle and not me, because it's
I'm just saying,
big Roger Mathis, guys.
I'm just saying. I feel like Dolphin Anthony would be a more effective manager for you than Jay Wellington Beauregard.
Can you imagine? So here's the thing. Here's what I'll do for you. I will come out with a black sheet over me, with just my arm with the dolphin sticking out, and I'll walk out, and it's not me. No, it's the dolphin.
It's Dolphin Anthony.
I'm gonna start missing more shows because I'm gonna die.
Well, you got to stay alive one more week, baby. Look at big wrestler over here, big time Dalton Anthony.
Biggity man.
Wrestling at Stride this Friday, and then CCW next Saturday.
If I don't die and Stride on Friday.
Here's Dalton Anthony's lineup: Matthias on Friday, Austin Lane on Saturday next week. Why did I get that noise?
Because I'm gonna die.
Did I mess something up?
No.
Okay, thank God.
I'm gonna die.
The more you talk about it, the more fear he senses, and the more he will strike.
He already knows.
Throw baby carrots at him.
Sure. Chris Hargis is gonna face Axe Allworth, which is gonna. I mean, if I'm alive to tell the tale to see it, I'll let you guys know how that goes. Chris
I like
Hargis.
that Axe Allworth.
Chris saved my employer in the tag match with Tony Flood against Axe and Heath. So, God, I hope he shows up for mine.
Didn't we have a rule that he can't do this?
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Aaron Brooks versus Riser, and then Cash Borden versus Wraith against for the Legacy title. Other people that are going to be there. There's going to be a big 4-way tag match for the championships. RWO, the champions, versus the Monster Hunters, the DR Party. Why I wasn't putting this match and put against Mathis, I don't know.
Who is it? Is this Roswell and
Scott Phoenix?
Okay.
Yeah, put the guy who's 0-2. He'll get the job done.
Yeah, but I don't have to die against Mathis. So
hey, Kevin Huntsberger is one up on him.
Yeah, Kevin Huntsberger's
Follow
also.
Kevin Huntsberger's advice. He posted it online. Have a friend with a broom.
Y'all gonna be at the show on Friday?
I gotta work on
it. Work.
Well, I'm screwed. And then
just pay someone and give them a broom.
Russian bride.
Russian bride. Oh,
yeah.
Those are expensive though, right?
Well, not
see if you can borrow Cash's taser.
That's true. I bet he brings it.
Baby carrots.
Anyway. Oh, and then Billy Hills and String Bean, which that's a tag team. I'm again hope I don't die.
Did he grow String Bean? And now he's cultivated his own tag team partner.
I think.
I mean, I know
we're gonna have to message him.
I know he's a salmon farmer,
but he might be doing string beans on the side.
He may have branched out. Yeah, I think that's smart.
It's like
the salmon industry is down right now.
It's like
it's those goddamn tilapia.
Tilapia.
They're really hurting.
Whenever you went to go work on his farm,
there was a big Oh hell, that was him. I thought it was like a Fallout tree talking to me.
Is it one of those things that like Billy Hills has like a magic hat, like a trucker hat, and he puts it on the string beans and it comes alive?
Oh, I want to write that song.
It's like Stardew Valley. You can have multiple crops going at once. You have multiple. True, you can go fishing and then also be growing up the string beans.
Hashtag stroke the stock.
Stroke the stock.
Stroke the stock.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. That's Stride this weekend. Please be there. Bell time is at 7. And general admission is $10. VIP front row is $20. I don't know if any of those tickets are still available, but yeah, no.
And that's Gallatin County.
Yeah, Gallatin County High School, Junction, Illinois. Yeah. Go to Stride Pro Wrestling's Facebook. You'll get all the information there.
Yep.
There's an amazing blogger there that covers all of the matches, including mine, which is how I knew my death was imminent. And,
is it Kevin Huntsberger?
Is that how you found out about your match?
Yeah, my 1, 2, 3 cents, man.
Is that you're talking about Kevin Huntsberger?
Yeah.
He's the amazing blogger that you're talking about?
He's the best.
Yeah, that's the one you want to lead with, blogger.
Right.
It's a blog.
Oh my God.
Well, he didn't put any of my clips on his 200th episode. Also, congrats on your 200th episode,
Yes,
Kevin.
definitely congratulations on 200 episodes. We've done at this point, I think, close to it's got to be like 2,000 or something
It's
like
been
that.
more.
But here's the thing: Kevin's been doing it longer, and it's
And the
quality
quality over quantity.
Yeah.
That should be your next shirt, Kevin.
And then have a picture of us in the corner, like looking sad,
weeping.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the monkey slapping all of us around his stick figures.
or Yoda.
You like Phantom Menace? Yes, you do.
Have you seen that video? No.
Oh, we're showing you tonight, Bubba.
Tonight's episode of PW is brought to you by Yoda Slap. Look it up on YouTube. It's so funny. Asa, take us out.
Facebook.com/Podzilla1985. Give us a like. Interact with us there. Other plugs. Patreon.com/Podzilla1985. We have a new tier. We have started to record the pre-shows. They're a lot of fun, including the one tonight.
Great conversation about music.
And knock off sparkling water brands.
Yes.
So you'd really, how can you say no to that? I'm pretty sure it's the $1 tier. So for just $1, you get access to the pre-shows. We're going to be doing them on all of the shows.
And it's more of what we really are like than actually on the show, because you can try to be yourself all you want, but once you know you have an audience that's going to listen, you kind of turn it on a little bit. But with the pre-shows, it's very much, I didn't even know I forgot we were doing it. I just recorded it by accident. So you can definitely hear more of our actual personalities.
Yeah, so
pretty close.
those are a lot of fun. So yeah, so that's patreon.com/Podzilla1985, Podzilla1985.com. You can check any of the older episodes that we have up there.
The entire history.
Yeah.
The entire log, dating back almost 4 years
So
of content.
be sure to check that out. And also,
New episode of Chaos comes up tomorrow. I couldn't do it tonight because the internet was just effed.
Okay.
It kept disconnecting.
So YouTube
And then I canceled.
YouTube.com/Cape Championship Wrestling for the newest episode of Chaos.
You can also see the clip we put together for Dalton and Austin when Austin slapped the shit out of him. That's taken off. That's got huge views. You can go catch that on YouTube.
Yep. So YouTube.com/Cape Championship Wrestling. Check that out. And then Stride on Friday. Go support them. And also that I don't want to do Rusev Day because they broke up.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to retire it.
I'll have to figure something out.
What's another day? Baby Carrot Day? No.
It's too deep.
That'll be Friday.
Too deep of a cut.
Allie, say something to take us out.
Braun.
Oh.